Dolores Catania reveals why she thinks RHONJ Season 15 won't be a reboot. Dolores Catania was silent about the future of the Real Housewives of New Jersey for a long time. But thanks to her upcoming appearance on The Traitors Season 3, journalists are already asking her about the future of the long-running Bravo series. Late last month, Dolores admitted that she was mad at her RHONJ co-stars because they couldn't make amends and allowed the show to return to filming. Instead, the series has been paused, and there are rumblings that most of Season 14's ladies will not be asked back. While many believe that producers would have been in negotiations with the cast, Dolores said in a new interview with the US Sun that she's heard nothing about our show. "They're probably just so mad at us by now. I'm not sure they know what to do." Dolores doesn't think a reboot would work for RHONJ. The 54-year-old pointed to the social media drama between the ladies, but is still under the belief that RHONJ couldn't survive a reboot. "I don't think they want to revamp the whole cast," she noted. "We're an ensemble cast. Like us or hate us. Like one person, love the next, hate the next. We worked good together on our best of days and on our worst of days." Dolores said she would hate to see anybody not come back. The longtime reality TV star added that she's still very much involved with her co-stars, saying she's recently spoken with Jennifer Aydin, Margaret Josephs, Melissa Gorga, and Jen Fessler. "Rachel Fuda has a baby shower coming up, I'll be there," she continued. It seems that Dolores was trying to make the point that despite what happens to the show, the bonds she's crafted with the women will continue. It's hard to imagine Jennifer and Teresa Giudice ever being okay with Danielle Cabral, Melissa, and Margaret again, so there's every reason to believe that up to 4 cast members could be replaced. RHONJ's future is up in the air, with no updates on the cast, save for Andy Cohen's declaration not to expect new episodes until 2026. There is no telling what will become of the current cast. 2024 wasn't a great year for the Real Housewives universe in general. Most shows returned with much lower ratings, indicating that some of the longer-running cities could get reboots or cancellations. Ultimately, the numbers have to make sense to keep these shows going, and Bravo isn't as reliant on the Real Housewives as it was a decade ago. As fans of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, buzz with anticipation for Season 15, one question has loomed large. Will this be the reboot the franchise has been hinting at? For longtime cast member Dolores Catania, the answer is a resounding no, and she has plenty of reasons to back her claim. In a recent interview, Dolores opened up about the dynamics that have kept RHONJ unique, her perspective on the upcoming season, and why she believes the concept of a reboot doesn't quite fit the Garden State drama. "The core of RHONJ's identity. You can't reboot authenticity," Dolores said, sipping her coffee during the candid sit-down. "What makes RHONJ stand out is the family ties, the history, and the fact that we're not just a group of women thrown together for a TV show. There's real love, real pain, and real conflict. You can shake up the cast, but the core essence of what makes this show what it is will always remain." Dolores' point hits home. RHONJ is one of the few franchises where family bonds have been both the glue and the source of tension, from Teresa Giudice's fraught relationship with her brother Joe Gorga to the explosive interactions involving in-laws, cousins, and even old family friends. Dolores herself has been a stabilizing force on the show, often acting as a mediator between warring factions while maintaining her own personal storylines. What's in a reboot? The term reboot has been thrown around loosely in the world of reality TV. It conjures images of fresh faces, new locations, and a complete overhaul of the show's structure. However, Dolores believes RHONJ is too entrenched in its roots to undergo such a transformation. "Look, when you think of a reboot, you think of something like what they did with the Real Housewives of New York, RHONY, where they wiped the slate clean," Dolores explained. "That's not happening here. RHONJ is about legacy. Even when new people come in, they're stepping into a world that's already established." Season 14 saw the introduction of newer cast members like Danielle Cabral and Rachel Fuda, who brought fresh energy while seamlessly integrating into the existing drama. Dolores sees this as an evolution rather than a reboot. "It's about adding layers, not starting from scratch," she said. the family-first mentality. One of the reasons Dolores is so confident season 15 won't stray far from the show's established formula is its deep connection to family. We're all about family on this show. Even when it gets ugly, it's coming from a place of love or hurt, she said. Dolores' own storylines have often revolved around her relationships with her ex-husband Frank Catania, her children, and her boyfriend Paulie Connell. She's quick to point out that this multi-generational dynamic sets RHONJ apart from its counterparts. You're not just watching us, you're watching our families, our lives. That's something you can't reboot. What fans can expect in season 15. While Dolores downplays the idea of a reboot, she does acknowledge that season 15 will bring changes. There's definitely a shift happening, she teased. But it's more like a natural progression. People's lives are changing, relationships are evolving, and that's going to reflect on the show. One of the biggest question marks hanging over the new season is Teresa Giudice's role. After a tumultuous season 14, marked by her feud with brother Joe and sister-in-law Melissa Gorga, rumors swirled that Teresa might step back from the show. Dolores, however, remains tight-lipped. Teresa is Teresa. She's always going to be a big part of this franchise, whether she's front and center or taking a back seat. But I think fans will be surprised by what's coming. Another area of intrigue is the ongoing tension between the OGs and the newer cast members. While Danielle Cabral and Rachel Fuda have made strides in cementing their place, season 15 will test their ability to hold their ground amidst the drama. They've proven they belong, but let's just say things get more intense this season, Dolores hinted. The role of social media. Dolores also touched on the role of social media in shaping the narrative of the show. Fans think they know everything because of what they see online, but they don't. Social media is a highlight reel. It doesn't show the full picture, she said. She expressed frustration with the way online speculation often fuels misconceptions. People are quick to call for a reboot or say someone should be fired based on one post or one scene. But this show is about the long game. You have to see how things play out. Why RHONJ doesn't need a reboot. Ultimately, Dolores believes the strength of RHONJ lies in its ability to adapt without losing its identity. We've had cast changes before. We've had seasons where things felt different. But it's always been about the relationships and the history. That's not something you can replace with a reboot, she said. Dolores also sees the franchise as a reflection of real life, where change happens gradually rather than all at once. In life, you don't just hit a reset button when things get tough. You work through it, you evolve, and that's what RHONJ does. It's messy, it's emotional, but it's real. The fans' role in the show's future. Dolores ended her interview with a message to the fans. Keep watching, keep supporting, and keep giving us your feedback. This show wouldn't be what it is without the people who love it, criticize it, and talk about it endlessly. We're all in this together. Season 15 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey promises to be a mix of the familiar and the unexpected, with Dolores Catania firmly believing that the franchise's legacy will continue to shine through. Whether you're Team Teresa, Team Melissa, or just here for the drama, one thing is certain: RHONJ is far from needing a reboot. It's simply evolving, Garden State style.